Welcome back to Ryan Jacobson Weather. Hope your Tuesday's off to a great start. Let's hop right into the forecast for today. And as you can see right now, currently we do have some cooler air in portions of the Midwest, Northeast, and even some scattered snow showers across portions of Michigan going into central and upstate New York. These are going to continue through to the day today. Could be some more scattered snow showers going into the northern New England region this afternoon. This is going to Wednesday here, and it looks like there's going to be an uptick in precipitation across portions of New York State, including portions of also Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and even going to Massachusetts. This is going to be associated with a weak low pressure system up here in southern Canada, right around the Maine border. Again, maybe some light snowfall with this, but not much in the way of significant snow is expected. This is going to Thursday, and this is really setting the stage here for our next major storm. The SPC has already put out a slight risk for severe weather on the day 5 and day 6 outlook, which we'll go into in a second here. But as you can see, you'll watch this storm kind of come together here right across the Rockies. This is going to Friday here. This is Friday afternoon going to Friday evening. And you can see a system develops here, bringing snow here to upstate New York, rain to the south. And you can see it's going to be a sharp cutoff. Wherever this cold air, warm air sets up, wherever that boundary sets up, is where we're going to see the most impactful weather. And that's going to be in the form of snow and also potentially a lot of freezing rain as well. This is the GFS model run. And I personally believe the GFS is a little overdoing it. They usually are. I think this snow line and this warm, cold air temperature line is going to be a little bit further north. So I would really expect this snow here to be more in northern New York and portions of Vermont and New Hampshire, and for it to be rain in central New York. Obviously, it could change. We're still 4 days out, but I don't think this rain-snow line is going to make it that far south. Let me continue to push it through for you guys. And as you can see, this is now going into Saturday afternoon. We have heavy freezing rain here across portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin. This is looking pretty similar, both the European and the GFS models. And now it's putting freezing rain into portions of Michigan, now going into New York. As you can see, that warm air is kind of going over that cooler air at the surface, causing freezing rain as that warm air is moving in aloft. Eventually it looks to turn to plain rain for most of the Midwest and Northeast, but again, there could still be some snow in portions of Maine. They could stay all snow there and see some decent snow accumulations from this. This is something interesting that the GFS and European have just started to pick up on in the last day or two. It has this secondary low almost developing here Sunday evening. And with cooler air coming back in place, could we see a little bit of a backside snowstorm here for portions of the Midwest and maybe even the Northeast? Again, it's a possibility. Now this is going into a week out here, but interesting to see. It looks like it's going to be a little bit of a train of storms here going into this weekend with a lot of precipitation expected over the Midwest and Northeast. After this is going to Tuesday. This is April 1st, April Fool's Day. Is this model fooling us right now? Are we really going to see snow in Minnesota, Wisconsin? I don't know. I don't think so. Again, time will tell. We'll see. Like I said, now we are a week out. But it does look like there is going to be some cooler air that drops in behind this next major system. Will this trigger another snowstorm or some more snow? Possibly, but you can't put any bets on it yet. So we'll continue to just update with the forecast for that as we go into next week. Here's the temperatures right now, starting out Tuesday morning here. You can see pretty chilly. It's going to warm up decently across most of the U.S. today. That cooler air still lingering in the Midwest and Northeast. And watch, you're going to see this warmer air continue to go northward. This is going to Friday. But that cooler air at the surface is just really going to try to stick in place here. And you're going to have a kind of a battle zone setup with that warm air and cool air. And you can already see the sharp temperature gradient setting up here across portions of the Midwest on Friday afternoon. Look at highs in 70s in Iowa. You're looking at highs maybe not even getting above 30 here in Wisconsin. And then watch this. This warm air is going to continue to try to push north here. This is going to Sunday. And you can see that warm air looks like eventually it's going to win out here, but it's going to be quickly followed, it looks like, by cooler air on the backside of the system. And this is where that snow potential would be on Monday here. You can see there's cooler air back in place, still warm air. Could a low pressure develop, track to the northeast, bring snow on the backside? Definitely a possibility. We'll be watching that closely as well. And like I said, that now is going into April. It does look like some cooler temperatures look prominent going into the start of April. This is the Storm Prediction Center 6 to 10 day outlook, and again, this is kind of what I'm forecasting here. Warm across most of the country except for the northern U.S. It looks to be a little bit below average, and I can even argue it may be a little bit more below average than this, but this is, again, 6 to 10 days. This is through the 30th of March to April 3rd, but I would say in the 3 to 5 day probability outlook, I would say it's pretty decently below average here for portions of the Midwest and Northeast. Here's the precipitation expected over the next couple of days. This is going now into Wednesday, and you can see it's going to be pretty quiet across most of the country. There are going to be some thunderstorms, though, that develop here Thursday going into Friday morning here across portions of Texas. And models are continuing to show a concerning amount of rain. Again, these areas here in southern Texas, they need rain. They are in widespread drought, but they don't need 10 inches of rain. So again, we're monitoring this pretty closely here. GFS putting up totals over 10 inches of rain in a couple of spots here in Texas. That would lead to widespread flooding. With such dry soils and such quick amount of rain, that could definitely lead to some issues for sure. So we'll be watching that closely here. And then this is going into Saturday morning here. You can see that precipitation heads to the north as a low develops here across the central U.S. You can kind of see just a lot of precipitation through the northeast here. You can see kind of one round up here. You got that secondary low bringing more precipitation here across the central U.S. going in the northeast. So this is through Tuesday the 1st through April 1st here. Decent amount of precipitation expected here for most of the eastern U.S., more than what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. Here's the GFS snowfall output. Again, take some of the snowfall with a grain of salt because we still are a little ways out. Here's that lingering snow showers today going into tomorrow. Could be a couple inches here, especially just to the east of the lakes where that lake effect snow, is most prominent. And then this is going to Friday here. And you can see there's that kind of that first shot. Here's that second shot of maybe snow. And then this is maybe that third potential here right across Michigan. So we'll be watching that closely. It looks like there could be a couple possibilities to see a little bit of snow here in the Midwest and Northeast as we wind down the end of March. This is the total freezing rain output from the GFS model here. And let me play this quickly for you guys. This is Wednesday going into Thursday, Friday. Now we're freezing rain starting to develop here across portions of the Northeast and Midwest. You can really just see where that boundary sets up is where that freezing rain is going to be. And the GFS is highlighting a pretty decent amount of freezing rain across most of the northern, eastern U.S. Right now it's highlighting potential for Minnesota to see up to 2 inches of freezing rain. You can take this all with a grain of salt. This is all going to change, but it at least is highlighting the potential for a decent amount of freezing rain somewhere in these areas here going into this weekend. The last thing I want to show you is the Storm Prediction Center outlook. This is the day 6 outlook. By the time you're watching, it's going to be the day 5 outlook. I'm making this video Monday night here. I have school very early on Tuesday morning, but I'm not expecting this to really change at all. So look at this as the day 5 outlook for today. Again, we have that slight risk for severe weather, showing the potential for severe weather with the system as well, which you don't see slight risk this often on day 5 and day 6 outlook. So again, that potential for severe weather is there with this storm system as well. And here's that day 6 outlook, and as you can see, there is that slight risk for severe weather across most of the central U.S. You do not see a slight risk of severe weather this large on a day 6 outlook. I cannot tell you the last time I saw a slight risk this large for one particular day, 6 days out. So again, just highlighting the potential for severe weather going into this next week from this next storm system, bringing the potential for heavy rain, snow, maybe even potentially some damaging ice. And then we could also see some severe weather in the warm sector of it as well. So we're going to be watching the storm very closely, as it looks like all the hazards are on the table for this one. Keep checking back for daily updates on the weather ahead. I'll just keep bringing you updates on this upcoming storm. I thank you guys all for stopping by. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.